Hey, what's up everybody? I'm taking a coffee break and I thought I would use this time to sit down and make another video. I know it's been a while. I've been doing a lot in this last month or two and I really haven't had time to sit down and do video blogs or audio blogs. I considered using Bubbly for a while, but after kind of going through it, wasn't really something that I'm real interested in right now. Maybe in the future under the right circumstances. So please excuse, I'm having myself a protein bar and a cup of coffee because they go great together. I'm drinking out of my, what is this, Republican 2008 Make My Day American States. Oh, I see what's going on. So like when you pour hot coffee in the cup, all the blue states turn red. Okay, I found this cup here, so whatever's not my thing, but coffee is. So here's what's going on with me lately. I just released 2 albums. They weren't full-length albums or anything because I'm not sure if that's something I'm going to be doing in the near future or not. It costs a lot of money for an independent artist to produce and release a full-length album, especially when you're not a band. Like, I'm not a band, I don't play instruments, I'm an electronic composer, and I'm a singer, and I'm a rapper, so that's what I do. But for these last 2 releases, I didn't do nearly any rap. I may have done some rap on some songs, but for the most part, it's all singing, and it's all electronic music. The first album is called Professional Monster Hunters, and it's an instrumental 6-song EP. It's got some bonus songs with vocals on it if you're into that, but I wanted something that would be instrumental and that would be real similar to the beginning track of the Ascension album, which I'll talk about next. And actually both albums start with the same track. You'll notice that the instrumentals have different names than their original counterparts because I wanted to separate them in thought. Like, sometimes I'll create a song and I'll be like, this music is banging like every other producer, but it gets lost in the mix when I have to add vocals and sound effects and things like that. So I just wanted to bring out some of that production that I thought was good enough to stand on its own. I renamed the songs, and there's some lore that goes behind each one, and you'll find that on my Bandcamp page and nowhere else, to be honest. There are some sample songs on my SoundCloud page, but you're only going to find that album on my Bandcamp page, and it's a free download, so you might as well go get it now while it's still available. The second release that I did is called Ascension, The Creative Power of the Imagination. And there is a lot of thought and philosophy and theology that went into making this album. I've been working on it for like 2 or 3 years. So I'm sure you've heard me talk about some of the stuff that I wanted to do with it in the past, and things kept getting in the way. And like I said, it's really expensive to produce an album, so I had to cut a lot of corners and take shortcuts. And when I thought I was done, I listened to it and I said, I can't release this because it's not what I want. It's not the way I want it. So I held off, and I took a full year off of music and got things together in my life, and now I have this album that I've been tweaking here and touching up there. It's pretty much exactly what I wanted, to the best of my ability of what I can do with my resources. There's a couple of songs where I actually reached out to some other people, Mark 911 and Tweak specifically, for help with mixing and mastering. As an independent musician, I understand you're supposed to do that. So yeah, if you're a musician or a producer or whatever, engineer, get somebody else to work on that in game with you on the finished little bits and wrapping it up, because that fresh ear makes all the difference, man. And even then, toward the end of that album, I got into so many hang-ups. I started thinking, like, what if God doesn't want me to make this album? What if, you know, this is all a waste of time? Like, I went through a lot of stuff, and if you've been following my blog, you know where my mind was at the time. So I'm not gonna get into that, but just to say, there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into this. Now, when you listen to it, you're not gonna get your average Christian rapper, Christian pop singer, Christian worship band kind of jargon. And I'll tell you this right now. We'll talk about this. I listen to Christian music at work, electronic pop stations mostly. Sometimes I'll get into the Christian rap station, but not really. Mainly because on the Christian rap sense, it's sometimes not even safe for work, and it's weird for Christian music not to be safe for work, you know. But when you're talking about like, I used to smack booties, now I don't, like, that's not safe for work. Okay, like I know there's like maybe a demographic out there who smokes crack, and they hear this song and they're like, maybe there is some hope for me because I smoke crack and I don't want to anymore. Well, the general populace can't listen to that at work. So you got to consider, like, I don't know, middle-aged white people at work that might get offended by some dude rapping real loud about how he used to smoke crack. That's not safe for work. So that's why I can't play a lot of those stations. And a lot of the stuff I enjoy, even some of the Lecrae and Social Club and Andy Mineo. I mean, those are some of my favorite guys. KJ isn't necessarily real controversial. There's maybe one or two songs that he might say some things that might be considered controversial, but for the most part, even your top-notch rappers get into stuff that's just like, I gotta switch the song or turn the speakers down or everything because I got people looking at me, giving me dirty looks at work. And I can say that as a consumer of music. So, like, if you don't have a regular day job, you might not get it. But for the consumers who listen to stuff at work, you understand what I'm talking about. That's why I can't really listen to Christian rap at work. The other thing, it's more of a preference, is that when you start rapping theology, it's kind of like that obnoxious college student who just regurgitates whatever he learned in college so he can impress his teachers and his other classmates, like his colleagues or whatever. I'm not trying to do that. You know, like, there's some people that will go unnamed that when they come on these stations, even some of the electronic pop stations or whatever, yeah, we're talking theology and that's great. You want to help people, you want to reach people for Christ. But when it sounds like you're just regurgitating theology so that you can impress your teachers, then it's not entertaining, it's boring. I mean, it really is. Like, yes, Jesus loves me. And you can go into this long theological dissertation about how and why Jesus loves you and get into the mechanics. But if it's boring, it's a bad song. Period. You know, we don't write worship. I mean, we write worship music to worship God to. I get that. So if worship is unfiltered worship, do what you do. When you're an entertainer, you need to entertain people. It needs to be entertaining. And I can't listen to those kinds of songs with that going on. Like, stop trying to teach me stuff. I go to church. I can go to my pastor and get taught. If you got something you want to talk about, let me into your life. Help me understand your perspective a little better. Do it in an entertaining way, at least. Make it where it's something that I can ride to. If I can't listen to it at work, maybe I can ride and listen in my car and enjoy that. Maybe I want to get up and dance with my friends and try to get them hyped. You know, and like, now I'm in my 30s and I'm around these teenagers and they're listening to like Stanky Leg or something. What's it? Whip it, Nay Nay. Watch me whip, watch me nay. And I'm like, okay, this is fun. I guess you guys do your dance. Hey, check out this Social Club. I think this is really cool. What do you think? And then they just glaze over and walk away. And like, if they do that to Social Club, then you know how high the bar is set. You know, you got to be better than Social Club now to get these kids' attention. If that's your demographic, if that's what you're going after. So that's the whole listening to Christian music at work rant that I'm gonna do. Just, if it's not entertaining, I don't want to listen to it. And that's what I didn't want to do for Ascension. Ascension is the creative power of the imagination. And that's a direct slap in the face to the creative power of the words or the tongue or whatever, however you want to phrase that. I think people have taken some things that God intended the wrong way. And so we've turned this into, like, we have this magical power to speak things into existence. Well, the name itself implies that we have a logical reasoning power to turn thoughts into reality. It doesn't come through your mouth though. There's a process there, and it's a painful process, and it's an ugly process sometimes. And that's what I'm trying to communicate through every song, is that these are thoughts that became reality, whether they're mine or someone else's. The creative power of the imagination is just that. And Ascension is rising above the standard of the obstacles that I've had to come through. And in order to do that, I had to take you back to the beginning of some of those obstacles. That's what I do with this song. So for each song, I'm not going to go through each song right now. Those are going to be private commentaries. And if you're a subscriber on my Bandcamp, God bless you. Thank you for helping me support this and get music to people who really want to hear it. And you are those people. You deserve those commentaries, and I'm going to get as deep as you want to, and you can check those out on our Bandcamp subscriber page. But for everybody else, I will say each song has a meaning of why I put it on there. And it might sound like just a pop song. Not every song is going to be as blatant as Glory, which is one of the few explicitly Christian songs on the album, where I'll say things about God or Christ or Jesus or something like that. There might be one or two other songs on Ascension Part 1 where I actually mention God by name, but it's not about impressing my teachers. It's not about impressing my colleagues with how much theological knowledge I know. It's about taking those thoughts and expressing them in a way where they have manifested into a reality, and what it was like dealing with that. So if I'm trying to show you how satisfied I am with God, then I guess I need to take you back to when I was dissatisfied. If I want to show you God's healing power, I actually need to take you to the beginning and walk you through my pain so that you can understand. If I want to talk about God showing me things and this light in the darkness, I'm actually going to have to take you back to the darkness and show you what I was up against. And that's exactly what I intend to do with Ascension, the creative power of the imagination. If that sounds like something that's interesting to you, I would love it if you would join me on thelegendofzero.bandcamp.com, and we can go through this adventure together. Now, momentarily, you can still stream that for free, and before the month of November is over, you won't be able to stream it directly from the website. There's going to be a new subscription model, and I will talk about that in the next video. But for now, I want you to be able to stream it and listen to the songs and hear them and decide if you want to support this project. And for those of you who are subscribers, you already have access to both of those albums. You don't have to repurchase them or anything. If you have that Bandcamp app on your phone, or if you just log into the web, it's already there. I suggest using your Bandcamp app on the phone. You can get it through iTunes and Android Play Store, because when I upload stuff, it's just boom. You don't have to download it. It's already there in your library. And I think you actually get a notification letting you know that there's new materials there. So for all those commentaries, all the new music, private sessions, things like that, concert footage, whatever, all of that goes straight to the subscriber stream on my Bandcamp page. For everyone else, you can listen to, I think, 5 songs for free right now and decide if that's something that you want to get behind. But if you want to come into our world, there's so much that I can share with you. And I still will have free downloads for everyone. Like I have the Professional Monster Hunter. It's going to be a free download. Anybody can get that right now. And I'm also going to be working on the giveaway CD. I want to update that and put that on my Bandcamp page. I want everybody to be able to get the giveaway CD for free. Share it with your friends and all that good stuff. So that's all I want to do today. My coffee break is about over, and we are reaching the 15-minute mark. And thanks for listening to me ramble and rant. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter if you're into that stuff. I'm into Google Plus and Instagram myself. And then also just check out the new music. That's really what it's about right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time I have a coffee break. I think I like doing this.